Okay. So I say, got it?
Yep, go ahead and hit record. Hi, this is Paul at Patriot Business Finance Consultants, and this is one more in a series of videos that we're going to do with inspiring people. And we're doing this so you can understand how to go forward if you're stuck, how you can get into business. We can help you, Patriot Business Finance Consultants, that is what we do. We provide financing for businesses. Paul at patriotbfc.com. Email me for an appointment. patriotbfc.com. That's our website. Check it out. Michael Williams. I've
Hey,
been,
good afternoon, Paul. And
yeah.
again, I want to thank Paul White House for introducing himself, him and his partner for finding me in the South of Shreveport, Louisiana. I'm excited to be a part of a future endeavor that I feel will change the dynamics of America by using new technology, new energy, renewable technology in construction and health and the environment and the economy and industrial and agriculture as well. I'm excited about that opportunity with our new endeavor. But before I embark on that conversation, let me tell you a little about who I am. I grew up in the inner city Shreveport. I was in a village of a community called Lakeside Allendale, which is considered an urban community. We was poor, underprivileged. We was on all types of subsidized program. I had a deadbeat dad, but I had a praying mother, and a loving mother who didn't finish high school, but she instilled in us the values of moral values and integrity, also letting your word mean something. I found Jesus early on in my career because one of the ways they lured me to church, Paul, they told us they was having peanut butter, Ritz crackers and peanut butter and orange juice. And they got me to go to church during the vacation Bible school at that time. I joined church at the tender age of 10 years old. So they used a gimmick to get me there, but it worked.
All right.
Uh, my mother worked in a nursing home, of course, raising 6 kids off $1.45 an hour. She knew how to make it stretch. And
Wow.
unfortunately, I never knew I was poor until somebody told me we was poor and latchkey and at risk of becoming a statistic like most children grow up in inner city America, going to jail or losing a job or dying or living a life of drugs and crime.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to go to get a public education. I'm the second oldest of the 6 children. And I graduated top 20 in my class. I was an honor student. I graduated with 3.50. I had 3 scholarships. However, I forego my college career to go home and help take care of my family because my father was not doing his job as a man. I joined the United States Army at 17 years old. My mother had to sign for me. At 18 years old, I bought my mother her first car.
Hold on. You bought your
I
mom
was
her first car at 18 when you were
18.
18?
I would send my money back home to help take care of my family. So I had to grow up early. And I got out, I had all types of honors and all types of medals. And I got out early in the military. I was a military police slash clerk. I served at Fort Polk, Louisiana, and I was at Fort Jackson, Fort McClellan. I didn't get a chance to go overseas, but anyway, I was able to join the Shreveport Fire Department early on. I got on at 20 years old on the Shreveport Fire Department. At the time, they wouldn't even hire an African American. We had to file a consent decree to get hired because of my race and my color, because of who I was.
What year was this, Michael?
Huh?
What year was this?
1980. I joined the military in 1970. I was born in 1960, November 18, 1960. And I got out of the military in 1981. And I got on the fire department in August of 1981. Went through the academy. I stayed on the fire department 10 years. I was voted firefighter of the year for the state of Louisiana, the first black to ever win that award, locally and on a statewide. I was very involved in the community activist. Had a program called Firefighters Against Drugs and Gangs. I was fighting drugs and gang, marching with Dick Gregory, marching with Jim Brown in the community to stamp out crime and violence and drugs and crime in our community.
Did you march with Jim Brown?
I marched with Jim Brown. I marched with Dick Gregory. I marched with other civil rights local leaders in the community at the tender age of 20, 25 years old. However, I hurt my knee in a fire and I had to retire early medical disability. But at that same time, I was able to get selected and handpicked at 30 years old to be one of the youngest county commissioners in the state of Louisiana elected. I helped a young lady that was a kitchen manager as a Boy Scout, and she remembered me. I had no vision of being a politician. I just had a life. I want to grow up and be a productive, law-abiding, tax-paying citizen. That's all I thought of. But my mother had another dream, and God was pushing another dream in me too. And I wanted to keep pushing the American dream at a young age because I wasn't going to let my income determine my outcome. I was very humble about my experience. And when I found Jesus, I wanted to not only make a living in a life, but I wanted to make a difference in our world, in our nation, in our community. I came in on the back end of the civil rights movement, but I'm a product, I'm a beneficiary of back to those who have paved the way for me to be in the position I am. So early on, I was a young elected official, appointed official, and I ran and I won several times. I stayed elected from 1981 to 1991. And at that
Quite a
time, of
career.
course, huh?
That's quite a career. Like so
And at
far,
that time, I became one of the president of the commission at 36 years old. I was vice president. I won many, many national awards for serving on juvenile justice safety committee, economic development committee, community development committees all throughout the state, local, and national level. I was always chairman of the juvenile justice committee. We had one of the first ever gang shoots before the Bloods and the Crips when I was elected on the commission. We had a program called Drop Your Guns to be able to get guns and weapons off the streets. We were able to do that and reduce gun violence in the community at that time. And I became elected official of the year for the state of Louisiana during that time while I was on the commission. Of course, I had some setbacks. I thought I could be a state representative. I got off the commission. However, I came in third. I got off. However, I was able to bounce back and start a physical therapy company. I opened a business, stayed in business almost 10 years. I had over 25 employees, managed a $2.7 million budget between me and two doctors for several years. However, the reason why I had to deviate from that because the billing code had dropped to the point where a small mom and pop business couldn't stay in business. So I had a setback. However, I did, at that time, I was searching for work and I got on the post office, United States Post. I was a postal worker, a rural carrier. I really enjoyed the career and I was / rural carrier / supervisor. Really enjoyed that great career. And later on, I was able to get back, had a mandate for me to return back to politics. And 2011, I ran against 5 people and I won with a mandate. Overwhelmingly, I won. So I've been elected all together all the year, about 15 years. Been appointed a couple of times and of course ran several terms and won. At that time, I became a business developer. I started buying property and real estate on several pieces of property here in our city. I'm looking to be a business developer. If you have an idea, you come before me and my partner. We'll put your whole business plan together, develop it, help you maybe get the contract with the city, with the county, and with the state by allowing you to be certified legally, ethically, and morally for a good price. So I'm able to do that. Also, I'm a retired military disabled veteran. Military veteran. I get resources from that. I get SSDI as well. I get consulting money, and I get also resources from my real estate endeavors that I do have.
Michael, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, everything you've told me so far, that takes you up to, I'm going to take a wild guess, 40, 41, when you were reelected again in 2011.
I was like right at, I would say 50.
Okay. So from birth to where you joined the military, from where you joined the military, all the way up till now, that's quite a lot of experience. That's quite a lot of incredible experience. You bought your mom her first car, good son. That's golden. That's legend status. And business ownership, being elected, which is leadership, physical therapy company. You got a wide range of experience. And I got a list of questions I want to ask you. And I was going to start this off by saying this, but you've hit a lot of this, and I love it. I was going to ask you who you are, what you do, why you do it, and that's what we got to get to, and how you're going to do more of it. And again, everything you've said, that's got to inspire somebody, because that's what we like to do. I know that's me and you've talked about that. It's what you like to do. It's what we like to do at Patriot. Somebody who doesn't know where to go, doesn't think they can get there, but the fact is that they can do it, right? Your mom was making $1.45 an hour supporting
Yeah.
6 children. Dude, now my kids were 10 years apart,
Right.
but it's expensive to raise one kid.
Right.
We raised
I
2
don't know how she did it, man. By the grace of God, you know how to stretch.
Wow. So, okay, so that takes us up to this, where we're at now. Now tell me, what inspires you, and let's start at the end. What is your end goal with everything you've done so far and all the knowledge you have? What's your end goal with this?
But one of the things I want to take that experience and create some generational wealth, because I recognize that poverty is the Achilles heels of crime, no hope. And when people are poor, oftentimes they lose their sight on their destination, because oftentimes you're judged by your income, not by your outcome. And America has shown that statistically how poverty and unemployment and not entrepreneurs help really hurts the community. America was built for a country on business and built on entrepreneur spirit, and created in the American dream, that you can prosper, be anything you want to be in this country through hard work. And of course, being married and have children. I lost a son, to suicide. So I've been married. I got 3 boys. I just had a grandson graduation from Prairie View College, kinesiology, cum laude. And he's Michael William III. So I wanted to build a legacy and a foundation for my children to mimic and follow. It could be positive or negative, because children and young men mimic what they see, and I want to be a good role model, a good family man, a hardworking man, and I want to be a businessman to be able to pass that down to them and break the generational cycle of the curse that's been on, the stigma that's been placed on African American people all over this world. So you got to be a product. You have to be a brand that you want to be able to spread all over the country. So I want to take all my experiences that I had, good, the bad, and the ugly, and all the balsins I had to learn as well. Some of the mistakes I made from being stubborn and being ignorant and just want to do it my way. But by being humble and listening to the experts in their field, I think you have to have a multi-dimensional approach. You have to be diversified in your approach to how you see things. And it's better when you work as a team and not me, because everybody comes from different walks of life and different diversity. But at the end of the day, we all want the same thing in life. And whenever we meet at that finish line together, everybody has a role to play. So I like the fact that even with my partner, TJ, and my experience with you as well, it's a team effort. And we don't live in egos, and we all have a can-do spirit. And we need to break the cycle of I can't. And that has been Achilles heels to most people that give up so quick. I don't care if you've been down, you've been in prison, you've lost your job, you've been bankrupt. You can always get a second chance by the grace of God. And God has put something inside of us. It's called PhD, pride, hustle, and drive. And you need to pray hard daily. That's something that college can give you or university can give you. To have that, what they call that unction, that ush inside of you, that drive to be able to pick yourself up, even though when people are saying you can't do something, it's just something about you that you want to be able to prove the critics wrong, prove the data wrong. Just because I grew up in a background with no father, I grew up in an urban neighborhood, I'm Black, I grew up in a neighborhood with crime and violence and drugs and gang. I don't have to be a product of the environment. I don't have to eat what I see every day. That I can overcome that and come back and help, and each one reach one, teach one how to be better. So our goal is to spread the good news of entrepreneurship, get a quality education, but also be an example for those who have lost hope. and don't have help and don't have direction and been on drugs and mental health problems and racism and discrimination, incarceration and no occupation. I want to be able to go to graduation like I did the other day with my son, push him to another level. But I got to do it by example and show him how to value a dollar and have good credit, how important it is to buy a home and not live a life of pleasure and drinking and smoking and sex, but make life meaningful, not meaningless. Not living a life of pleasure, but living a life of profit and prosperity and wealth and worship and work. And we have a great country, even though we have problems in America and Shreveport as well. We still have a great opportunity while we have breath in our body and blood in our veins to contribute to society, to make an impact on this side, and being able to invest into American products, invest in American people, to be able to get the Americans firsthand, to be able to come up with fresh new ideas, new technology, research. I look to carry our Southern industry to be the next great thing that come out of this quarter in the state of Louisiana and Shreveport, to be able to have our product being exported and imported all over the world, be able to supply this new technology to our manufacturing, to our.
Let's tell them what you're talking about.
I'm talking about one of the greatest new technology that's been around, but because of some great minds in Washington, D.C., during the Farm Bill administration under, of course, Donald Trump. I had to give him kudos for signing the Farm Bill back in, I think, in 2018, I believe.
That's right.
And the state of Louisiana signed it in 2019 under Governor, I think it's Bill Evans. So we're excited. It's pretty new in the South, and we really don't know a lot like other part of the country do. But however, fast and moving forward, I've been able to learn a lot through T.J. Campbell and also you, Paul, as well in the group we've been working with. And we're excited to be able to vibe that infrastructure in here and be able to get our local legislators and county commissioners and state representatives and school board members to buy into the product, and Louisiana LED, Louisiana Economic Development Division, to be able to buy into the product. Hope we can develop that initiative here, and we can become the hemp, fiber hemp processing company of the South, and to be able to supply the rest of America.
Let me tell the viewers what we're talking about.
Go ahead.
Okay. Southern Industrial LLC, Shreveport, Louisiana, 9-ton per hour industrial hemp fiber processing factory.
Right.
T.J. Campbell, Michael Williams, building a factory to bring employment, hope, economic opportunity for Shreveport, Louisiana.
Right.
And that's big news, because industrial hemp fiber, brief description of it, new industry in America, 2018, legal all over the world, everywhere else except America, but now it's legal in America. What does this product do? Well, it's the cannabis, in the cannabis family. It's not cannabis. You got cannabis here, you got CBD hemp right here, you've got industrial hemp right here, grown for the stalk, not the flower, the bud. Process the stalk, usable materials, hempcrete, hemp wood, plastics replacement, animal bedding. We could go on and on. I'm not trying to do a commercial. This is about Michael, but that is what Michael and T.J. Campbell are building in Shreveport, Louisiana. Very exciting. Southern Industrial. What made you, what was your thoughts when you went into this? When you first heard about industrial hemp fiber, what sparked it for you?
Well, first I always do my due diligence. I always do my own research. I don't always listen to others. I did my due diligence. I did my research on it and looked at other factories. Did a little, of course, Google, you can Google anything, be a wizard almost. So there's no excuse for being ignorant. The information age is right at your very hand. So after I've done my research and understand the difference between the two, even though they may be cousins, but they are different. They're governed different, yeah. And they fall in two different sections of the category. So I want to be perfectly clear that I wasn't growing out of my belief, growing anything outside of hemp and not growing marijuana or anything. So a lot of people are ignorant to that down south. They think you want to grow. So we got to re-educate and plant a different seed of information education here in the South. And I believe my team.
You said plant a different seed. You're right. You are.
So we have to re-educate and relearn all over again about this particular new product, new energy, new resources that are available for us right here in America, and be able to be on the cutting edge of change, and in its infant stages, be able to develop it like a newborn baby.
Mhm.
So we're learning the curve as we move forward, but it's a lot of hard work. And one of my greatest challenges is be able to craft a policy in the legislation to be able to allow this infrastructure to move forward here in the South. And I believe so far we have established a good working relationship with those that are already, because before I met Paul, we was already involved in a particular similar to this, but I feel more comfortable. I feel more safe with the hemp fiber product because as you research how it had different diversity in textile, biofuel. You can use it in construction, in wood. You can use it in rope. So it has so much longevity and the economic vitality, how it's going to explode in America and make us one of the fastest growing part of the region across this country, being able to use this product. So it's going to take some time. It's not a quick fix, it's hard work, but with hard work, and some people work better with their hands than they with their heads. So hard work and determination and having a great support team. And Paul has put a team together. I don't know if I'm able to discuss my relationship with the team, but
Yeah, go ahead.
he had put a great group there called the Quantum Group, I believe, that has the expertise to be able to raise the resources for you on a national level, to be able to tap in resources that we can't tap into. So the expertise of lawyers and accountants and CPAs and SEC, insurance people, and banking people, and financial institution people working together for a small fee. Of course, you have to pay these consultants and pay them for their knowledge and for their information, for their contact. And every dime is worth it. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. There's something that's already been done. Research has been done. Development has been done. Markers and analysis studies has been done. So the forecast for the future, the temperature for the future for it is great. There's a market for it. There's a niche for it. There is a demand for it forthcoming. So you better get in early while you can, because guess what? Laws do change and the resources change, and babies get into this tropical change as well. So if you're looking to pursue something of this nature, I would ask that you definitely work with Paul and the Quantum Group, because they have the blueprint for it. You don't have to reinvent the wheel and start from scratch. Something is worth paying for. Pay me now or pay me later. So you don't have to go in and try to do something that you don't know how to do. But business is business. Profits make profit. Projection, forecasting the future about what's coming down. You need to get ahead of the learning curve before the time when you're not gonna be able to invest and get into it because it was too late. When the big boys get in, the policy change, the rule change, of course, the investment change. So right now, if I was planning on tapping into this endeavor, I would get in on the ground floor level while the price is right. And hopefully you will be motivated and inspired to reach out to me or TJ and ask us. Once we close the deal on our deal here locally, which we're working on, we're gonna pray and work and ask the Lord to help us find the people that make our product move forward, make our vision move forward as we go from here.
You know what, man? Thank you for the shout out. Thank you. And this, as you were speaking, everything we've talked about, did you ever imagine you would be opening a factory one day when you were younger? I mean, I knew you had big thoughts, but I want people to imagine this. Wherever you're at, you can actually open a factory. You can do anything you want if you do it, if you get next to somebody who's done it and you ask them. Because if you bumped into a young person and they asked you, Michael, hey, how'd you do it? How are you doing it? What'd you do? You would tell them how to do it. You'd give them the information. And there's people out there who will give people information.
I think the key that you said, information is powerful.
Yeah.
Information is wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Education, information, and knowing about what's available is important. You got to be able to tap into it. And oftentimes, people don't share information. And by the grace of God, I was able tap into the information with you and your colleague. I was able to tap into it because of past relationship. And sometimes you got to remember how you treat people in the past, because your past can upset your future. Be kind. Be kind all the time. You never know what God may have a divine intervention for you to create wealth, or job, or entrepreneur. But you may have a bad attitude, and nobody wants to be around people that have a bad attitude. So attitude determines your altitude, because morals and values are still in style. They're not out of season. And some people love people that have a good attitude and good value. People that are rich and people that are wealthy love people with a good customer service, with a good spirit, good air about themselves, good personalities. And oftentimes you can just be in the right place at the right time because of your personality. It'll open up doors for you. And that what happened to me. I made an impression on your colleague, your partner, and that's why we're having the conversation, because she felt I had the spirit, the vitality, the vibrant, the energy, the get up and go, the can do spirit to get it done. And because of her insight, we're here today. Because of the things I just met, the ingredient in a man, a woman, a person, no matter what race, color, nationality, or sex, just need to be kind and have that get up and go and that spirit, and not be lazy, because nobody's going to give you nothing in this world. It ain't got nothing to do with color, race, party. It's going to be work, 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 and be able to hustle, pride, hustle, and drive, be able to bet things, pray as well as on this journey. But also, it's all about work, man. If you're not going to work for it, you're not going to have anything. Just simple as that.
And you can be, like you said, right place, right time, right attitude. You reach out and you ask. People remember you because of the good things that you do.
Yeah.
There's so many ways to crack that egg, to bust everything wide open.
Right.
There's so many ways to do it, man. Just reach out, contact people. I always tell people, reach out to people who you don't think will talk to you, because
Right.
they will. They will if
Right.
you do that.
Right. Well, we read a lot about the billionaires, and maybe they had to start somewhere. And this country was built on entrepreneur and small. The backbone of our country is small business. They create the real jobs, and yeah, everybody need to be able to at least have an opportunity to be able to tap into what God has blessed them with, without any setbacks. And we need to create a level playing field for everybody. To come to this country seeking for opportunity for their family, trying to find access to a job or a business, loans, and that's been the Achilles heel. We can't have access to money. Many of us got bad credit and had some mistakes. That's when you come into play to give people a hands up. The baby say, we know during COVID, post COVID, you might have some living off a credit card. Realistically, you had to rob Peter to pay Paul, and people like you understand that. Thing that you do is sensitive to the lending institution. Historically, don't loan to people that got a crack on their credit. So hopefully we can have people like you to intervene and fill that void where people want to pursue and buy commercial property, invest in a company that's already established or a business. They call people like Paul Whitehouse and his group, and also work with the other group you want to pursue and open up a industrial hemp, fiber hemp processing plant in your neighborhood or your community, your city. Hey, give these professional experts in the field an opportunity to help you. But you got to be able to help yourself as well. Even though they provide all the technical training, professional, but you got to put some skin in the game as well. A lot of hard work, a lot of time and investment, but also a lot of listening to the experts.
And people can bounce back. Just because you're down, don't think you can't come back 100 times stronger than you were, because your attitude will take you there. Your work will take you there. Getting creative will take you there. You just got to have.
Well, I know what it's like to bounce back. I've been there. I don't know if I want to talk about that story as a politician.
Yeah.
I had a program. I was a young politician, and of course, I was trying to save the world. I was a modern day Jeremiah, crying in the wilderness, because I saw the moral values in our country being deteriorated. And I saw people sagging their pants and Victoria's Secret going public. And I said, I have to do something to protect the moral values and the standards of our country, integrity. However, there was several people that in the community that was opposing my methodology of fighting crime, because I was taking money out of the criminal justice fund to help poor, black, white, brown children, and I was turning gang members into men, productive, law-abiding, tax-paying citizens. I was turning people that were sagging their pants, showing them etiquette, teaching them etiquette skills, soft skills, teaching them communication skills, teaching them conflict resolution, anger, bullying prevention, how to deal with the police and get in the car, taking them out of SAG and put them in a suit and tie with a crest, making them feel good about themselves. I was able to reduce crime. The team of professional judges and lawyers and probation officers, social workers, mental health workers, master teachers, master math teacher, all together put this program called Swag Nation USA. We had the professional development, the Etiquette Academy, the ladies and gentlemen Etiquette Academy. And the juvenile justice system, of course, gave us the worst kids you can find, and we changed their lives. We had an 85% success rate, and we received the Barack Obama American Achievers Award for the program. However, we had some good old boys that was in politics. Of course, when you speak truth to power, oftentimes you're going to be singled out and ostracized. And I went to, they crafted up and mischaracterized the facts and manufactured a case against me right before I was going to run for mayor. And of course, I was convicted of $2,000 wire fraud on a private business, a private for-profit business that did the work. And to this day, today, they can't find a victim that was victimized by my negligence. It went to the court of Fifth Circuit Court of Appeal. It came back. There was no victim. They gave me all back my money. I got all the checks. What are you for in America where a criminal get the money back when it's victim restitution? It was an atrocity.
That doesn't happen.
It was an atrocity what happened to me. But I didn't let that, I was bitter for a while. And of course, like anybody else, I complained to the Lord. But by and by, you understand things better by and by. And I was able to forgive everybody what they did to me. The mayor, the chief, the sheriff of police, and all the detectives, I forgave all of them for what they done. It takes a real man to forgive people when they willfully, strategically come after you and target you, profile you and bully you and political profile you because you go in and try to make government work for everybody. And not allow everybody to have their hands on the contracts, the comfort of the city government, money for years. You go try to find a more excellent way where we can have a win-win, where good government would be for everybody, regardless of race or sex or party, denomination, or money they may have, or power they may have, or prosperity they may have. I was gonna be a politician for all people, regardless of sex, or race or sex or marriage. I still may get that opportunity today. I've been able to bounce back, like Paul said. I've been able to bounce back.
Yeah.
And I bounced back with this fresh idea, and I want to take it to another level, be to empower people, to give people a second chance, like I got a second chance. I want to make Shreveport a city of a second chance, or just a chance or second chance. Allow people that come back to society an opportunity to be able to grow and prosper, connect them back with their family, connect them with a relationship with God, and connect them back with their purpose in life. And you just had a setback for a comeback, and make them have a Lazarus experience. God called you back. God had a purpose for us to complete. That was a small, little dent in the road, but life goes on. Don't stay down. Don't stay down. Get up. God is a God that gets you up.
Yes,
so I'm excited about where I'm going now. So
yes,
I don't tap into something better than where I was. So I thank the Lord, for it.
Everybody listening, I'm going to ask you this: who would not want this man to be their friend, their brother, their dad, their uncle? This is your favorite uncle who you can go to and get information and advice and experience from and motivation. I know you. Who wouldn't? I don't think there's anybody out there. Michael, can we talk about potential upcoming run for?
Well,
you want to keep that off the books for now?
No, we can talk about the potential of running. Here's my two things. Once I'm pursuing a presidential pardon, and there are some people working to get everything overturned because of what's going on. So people in Washington and locally are working behind the scene to bring my case, make it a national attention to someone that was wrongly convicted of a crime that he did not do. So that's going on. And also, with me being an entrepreneur and a businessman, you need a businessman. You need somebody who can check all the boxes. Been a politician, been a man of God. I've been in prison. I've been covered all the P's. Almost politician, preacher, businessman. I done covered all that. Been a firefighter. Been in the military. I don't know what other box. Community activist, civil rights leader. How I'm in the
Yeah.
AACP. I'm in the AACP Business Development, Economic Development Director. Currently, have a radio show called Keeping It Real, Uncut. So I check all the. I think I can. I think I have the know-it-all to recognize the importance of having a bottoms-up kind of movement, making
Mhm.
people feel part of the very thread that keep us knitted together. Regardless of what you've done in life, we all can work together, no matter about your party, race, or Democrat or Republican. I believe that people want somebody that's going to be honest, make a mistake. Hey, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I would do better. I'm not perfect. I've done some things that I'm not proud of, and I know how to ask for forgiveness.
Nobody is. Yeah,
I know how to ask for
nobody is.
forgiveness. I'm sorry, and I move on. But I believe we need somebody that can build a rainbow bottoms up coalition together to empower the millenniums, regardless of race or sex or nationality or what your sexual preference. I don't care about that. But to have a city of inclusion, and based on my resume and based on my experience, I believe I check all the boxes. I'm looking forward to pursuing and putting a feasibility team together, a committee together to see how would I fit and raise the resources to be able to run and bring the city and make economic development and crime the number one priorities, and unemployment and poverty. Hope we can take a bite out of that and put people back to work, give people hope, replace despair with hope,
Yeah.
and help our senior citizens feel safe in our community. I think I'm the one for this defining moment in history, to have all these different experience and show the resiliency, overcome all the obstacles, and become a potential millionaire one day. I think I have the real story, the real story about life, and life is not in a pine box or a glass ceiling, but actually people have hiccups in their life. People have made mistakes. These are the type of people that God used in the Bible. People that had an issue, but they still had their anointing. So, I mean, I just want to be someone that's transparent, someone that's accountable, and somebody just real. Just but you can make it. You can achieve. You can overcome these things with hard work, determination. Oh, have a great prayer life with God. You got to keep God number one in your life. You cannot make it without Jesus. You got it. You cannot have Jesus. Got to be the center of everything that you do, right? No matter what it is. If you make the choice, God will make the change. So I'm excited about that potential run. I get asked every day, so I'm excited about even being considered. I just want to be humble right now. I just want to be humble.
Um, I respect you. Ever since that first day we met, we became fast friends. We got a lot in common. It's like you're my brother from the Southwest. I'm your brother from the
My
Northeast.
brother from another mother, huh?
And we are. That's
Another
right.
planet. Which one?
That's right. Yeah, we're connected, dude. Like I like your style. We got the same hopes for people and the same desires and wants for people to succeed. And we know that they can do it. And that's
Right.
been a lot of hallmarks of your political career, economic development.
Oh, if you don't have, I mean, the American dream. We've been taught so long through history that we're supposed to work and not be able to own business and create wealth. Wealth got to be a generational cycle passed down. If everybody can be able to have wealth and work and prosperity, a lot of crime would be going down, reduced. Hate wouldn't be so powerful as it is today. We wouldn't have so much discrimination and racism. We wouldn't have so many people that are division in our country, in our politics, in our churches, in our schools. If we can learn to share where everybody, if they where they at in their career, their education, and their business mind, be able to create some type of make believe income for them, a family, and we want to be able to get people that want a hand up and not a handout. Uh, Everybody don't want to work. Everybody don't want to obey the laws of the land. They need to be placed somewhere where they need to be in prison or jail. You can't help everybody, but you got to help those that want to help themselves. We just try to create an environment where they can be helped, where everybody can have a win-win based on your talent, based on your skill, your craft, your education, and your qualification. We ought to create that path early on. I believe we have a pathway to prosperity here in our nation. It's just got to be shared with everybody, and
Hmm.
everybody ought to be able to make a decent work, decent salary, income to provide for the family. But you got to be fair when you come to our country. You got to play by the rules. You got to play by the rules. You just can't come over and illegally come to our country without meeting all the rules. You got to play by rules. Everybody should have rules. We got to be able to obey the laws of the land and uh, be able to respect the laws of the land, respect the police, respect what we do in America. The greatest country on the planet, and we want to keep it that way. And we don't need to have a bunch of criminals coming to America. We got enough of that going on now. So let's try to take care of the home team. Let's take care of the people that work here, that paid the taxes and kept this country afloat. Let's take care of the people that helped build this country, the immigrants that are here. That make sure we take care of the home team. America been doing so much overseas, which I don't have a problem with that. But charity starts at home. And we've been the Boy Scouts of the world. We need to be the Boy Scouts of America.
Too
So
long.
that's
Too long.
too long. We've been all the
if we scooped up all the wasted money that's spent on wasted programs or sent overseas to fund wars that don't have anything to do with us, and they put it in your hands, Michael, and I'd jump on your team. I know that you and I together, we could solve poverty. I know that we could.
Yeah,
$100 billion.
The money they're spending right now, we could take. So America, the wealthiest country on the planet.
Yeah.
However, we got the highest poverty in America. Louisiana ranked number 3 in the nation besides, I would say Jackson, Mississippi, Mexico, and Louisiana is number 3. So our education is number 47 or 48. So those are the things that, and crime, we're high in crime, all because of people are poor, poverty, unlearned, no education. We got to get those resources where they need to be. We got people in place that can do it, but why they won't do it, I don't know. It's all about the policy. You change the people, you can change the policy and make it more inclusive and fair and equitable for everybody.
Right.
Equality, that's what we need. And that's what I have a vision for, equality. I don't care what color, race you're. There are bad black people, white, brown, Mexican, Jew, but all the like-minded people need to get together and work together. And those that are not part of the thread of the glue that makes us obey our Constitution and laws of the land, we got a place for them too, no matter what color they are.
You see, I think that we already do that. Me, you, I work with so many people. I know so many people who are, everybody's working together for the good.
Right.
And it's the news, it's the media that tells us we don't like each other, but we love each other.
Right.
That's the fact. You know what I mean? So all the good work is hidden under cover. All the fake news is telling us how bad it is. But all the good news is undercover, buried, not to be talked about.
Well, you see, Paul, the greedy prey on the needy. Yeah, that's the term that I use. You got Democrats and Republican independent that are also what I call the Bloods and the Crips, but they in the corporate America. And the people they call urban America, what they call thugs and hooligans, are Bloods and Crips. They don't have the resource and power and the policy like they have, but they both are dividing us on government. Government is dividing this country. News media dividing the liberal, the conservative, the fake news. It's just so much misinformation being all over because of technology, misinformed and people unlearned, uneducated, and misinformed, and oftentimes because of the news and the music and the movies that are going on across our airways, and our children are suffering because of a lot of not managing and policing them and what they do. So we got a lot of problems, but overall, we're still one of the greatest countries on the planet. We got challenges, and I'm looking forward to doing my part on the very soil right here in Louisiana. And I can only do what I can do in my neighborhood. Everybody would do what they can do in their respective cities and counties and houses, and have a blueprint and a plan and a master plan for a national master plan for the things that you and I talk about every day. We could see a lot of difference before we leave this earth. And we're gonna do it. We already doing our part with you with the industrial fiber hemp processing plant to save the earth, planet, better resources, reduce CO2 emissions in the air where people can breathe, clear lungs, and also wear nice clothes, cars, and plastic and rubber. And I mean, just so many things we can do with this new product. It's made from God anyway. It's God plant. Hemp is God plant. So everything come from God is good, what I know. So if he made it good, let's keep it good. Let's don't contaminate it by adding what he want to add to it. Let's just keep it, let's keep it authentic like it is. And, do what we can to put it in everything that we use in our homes, in our cars, in our schools, in our clothes, in our culture, in our environment.
Yeah. You know what? A really smart lady told me this about 3 years ago, and you're participating in it right now. The creation of a new commodity, the creation of a brand new commodity. How often does that happen? And your grandkids are going to look back at you and be like, your great grandkids are going to look back and say, that's the guy who made it happen. Grandpa
Paul,
Mike.
Paul, you asked me a question earlier. You said, what did I see myself growing up? I had no vision of myself growing up because I didn't have nothing. I didn't have nothing to look forward to. You talking about poor, crime, drugs, urban infrastructure. You talking about they talking about living in a concrete jungle. You know, living. You talking about survival. The shows you see on TV, you survive in my neighborhood. That's real survival.
Mm-hmm.
Because all you see is mixed signals every day. You go to a nice school and a church and come back to urban infrastructure, you see crime, drugs, dope dealing, prostitution, daddy beating his wife. I mean, it's bad. I would escape the mental health of it, the psychology of that, the sociology of that lifestyle. I was able to escape by the grace of God. That's it. I could have been in hell or jail, but the greatest thing I did, I joined the United States Army. That was the greatest decision I ever made in my life. And joining the military, receiving that discipline that I
Mm-hmm.
received, and receiving teamwork and respect for cultures and different people. The greatest experience, learning experience I had, curve I had in my life was joining the United States Army. I may receive the benefits from it too today. So it was a great divine move that God did. In spite of all I've been through, I'm living better than I ever lived in my life. I'm not broke. I'm not rich. I have wealth. I have opportunity to tap into resources with you and other people I know. People are always asking me for my advice and my experience and my knowledge, my wisdom to put their program, their packages, and get them in the political circle, the door, the MPC. And it's just so much knowledge that I have based on my wealth of experience. And I'm excited to see the third generation of my grandchild will probably be the next great thing come out of my loins. I told him he has an obligation. He was born to be a leader. It's in his DNA. So we have an obligation to live up my name and live it up to what the potential. You have a big pair of shoes to fill, like I had to fill Miss Eddie Jones' shoes. You know,
Yeah.
nobody can fill their own shoes. I can only walk in my own. But she left a high benchmark for me to reach. I'm leaving one for him. There's no excuse. You have no excuse. We're not in slavery anymore. That's the only thing slavery is our mind, our psyche. But we have no excuse as a race of people not to be better than what we are. There's no excuse no more. Same level playing field. We just have to work together and believe that we can achieve together. And we need to turn to each other, not on each other, and show more love and respect and share all this. Don't be so selfish and egotistical. You know, we don't need to be like. We just need to share and hopefully that God will guide us in the right way where we're at today. So I'm ready to go to work with Southern Industry in the next 2 years. We hope to be hiring our first shift and maybe a third shift or fourth shift, Shreveport and Caddo and the state of Louisiana. And locally, we can get on board, get in there early before it gets too late. I want to emphasize important how it is to get on the ground floor. When it gets too saturated, of course, it's going to be hard to get in. It will cost you a lot. So get on the ground floor while you can.
Well, viewers, I told you it'd be worth it. And what you got right here was an action-packed adventure of one man's life. How he grew up. He hit 18, joined the military. Boom, that he grew up. All the business ventures, a firefighter. How much experience, different walks of life, a politician for 15 plus years, a leader, develop community development with a heart to help people succeed. You heard him. I can't reiterate it any better. You heard what the man said. But from birth to age, because you're 63, right, Mike?
Huh?
You're 63 years old?
63, yeah. Yeah. Been in the gym though. Don't get it twisted. I work out 3 times a week.
Nothing's
I don't
twisted,
drink.
man.
I don't drink. I don't smoke. I mean, I try to live a good, healthy life, but I try to live right and try to be a good example. I'm a preacher too. God called me to preach. I'm wrapped up in a politician, of course. I'm trying to decide what I want to do, but God has a place for me. I want to be able to share the good news with everybody, but also I want to have fun, Paul. I like to laugh. I like to have fun and make it being cool being a Christian. You don't have to be so holier than thou. Walk around with big old chains on your neck. You do this, you do things like I do, but the ministry is sharing good news with people and pulling people up from where they at and building people up, and also investing mind, body, and soul, in the people that you save people. They also need work. They need social life. They need mental health service. They need money. Everybody needs money. You got to have resources. You just cannot make it without resources and entrepreneur, and you can't make it without having some prosperity and some wealth. And we need to create generational wealth, not generational poverty. Create generational prosperity. That's what I'm trying to do now with my family, starting with my family.
I agree with everything you said. Like always, there.
No, no, you got to be with
No, no,
everything.
no, no. Seriously, let me just say this. Since we became friends, everything you've said, I've not had a disagreement. I'm like, yeah, 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 Mike. I agree. I
Yeah,
agree.
I'll be the first to say I'm not always right.
Oh, no, no, no.
I can only talk about being the best version of Michael Williams I can be.
Yeah. Well,
My mentor is Jesus. I don't have a man mentor. My mentor is Jesus Christ, not no man. I'd rather have Jesus than have wealth. But I want to have a little heaven on work before I go. I want to have a little money before I go.
yeah.
Enjoy the riches of the land that God left. So I'm not always right, but I admit when I'm wrong, and I'm not gonna say something I don't know what it means. I don't know everything because I can't be, but I'm good. I think my field is policy, government, and I think I will make a good a team player, knowing staying in my lane and knowing my role as a team player, as a business partner, learning to disagree without being disagreeable.
Mhm.
That's based on feeling on facts, not rumors of fiction. What make good business sense down the road, not what make personal sense. So I'm a good team player. I know when to lead and when to follow. There's a time for followership, but there's a time for leadership. I have that balance. I've been able to learn how to know, as the song say, know when to hold and when to fold. So I'm excited about my humble experience, but I know when to be firm as well. Stand my ground for what I believe in, and I've been doing that a long time. I like getting in good trouble, as the late John Lewis would say, good trouble for good thing, for good reason. If it's going to help somebody out, why me doing? I don't mind by. Sometimes you have to believe what you believe in. You may die, lose your job, or go to jail. And I've done that. And to this day, I still have that foundation to fight for what I believe in. If it's right, if I think it's fair, based on facts. I fight as hard for a white man or a white woman or a black or Oriental or immigrant. I just want people to be treated fair, no matter who you are. I would fight somebody, a black man, be treated a white man wrong, kill him, or whoever, a child die. It doesn't matter to me. Justice has no color to me. I'm in love with humanity, not in love with money, not in love with power. I'm in love with people. And I want people to be treated fairly, show love to the poorest, to the richest, to the highest. I just want people to have a respect for those where they at. That's where I'm at in my spirit.
You know what I've discovered in life and business is that more people feel like me and you feel, and I feel the same way that you just described. We have the same feelings and agreement on that. And in business, I meet so many nice people. Every once in a while, we run into one of those guys, and they always end up being guys, not ladies. But we run into those guys, but it's rare. Now I know the world, I understand the world, they're out there, but everybody I run into, I think more of us agree on in this country, in this world, than disagree on everything you just said right there. It's not about color. It's not it's what's right and what's wrong. Whoever, let's stand up for what's right. Let's just get the job done. Let's help people out. Let's lift people up. Let's not put them down. Let's not kick them while they're down. And
Yeah.
let's make it happen for the good.
Yeah.
Simple.
Right.
Follow his rule. And you're a man of God, and I am too, and I respect that. And it's been a great interview, Mike. It's been
I
a
would say my greatest attribute is my integrity. Uh, I want my word means something to me. I don't like lying or misleading people and being mischievous. If I don't know something, I don't have the money or the resource. I want to keep it real. And I think integrity has been thrown out the window nowadays. And have a lawyer for everything you do now. But I think I'm old-fashioned handshake, integrity, my word, until I prove you wrong. I think your word means something. Politics, it's hard to catch politicians that have a word, but most of the time I'm known for, if Michael said it, believe it. Because Michael Williams is a man of his word.
Yeah. Well, that's a great note to leave it on. And
Again, thank you, Paul. I'm honored. I think I'm honored, and I feel privileged, humble to be asked to be interviewed, and don't have nothing written, just kind of keeping it real, letting people know that I'm not some machine, I'm a robot, that I am a human, and I do have made some mistakes, but I didn't let my income or my mistake be my outcome. So if I can do it, look, people, you can do it. But just got to be able to believe in yourself, who you are as a person. Don't listen to the devil. Don't listen to the haters. Don't listen to, because words do hurt. Words can penetrate, and words can define who you are. But you got to learn to use God's word and redirect those words. You got to mute people when they talk negative all the time. You got to be able to move away from people that's not in your best interest, not being an addition into your life, but being a subtraction. You don't need to be around people like that. You need to be able to speak those things to an existence, what you can become. Because words do manifest and they form and they shape. So speak positive words, speak belief over what your dreams are. But when you speak and have faith and put feet to your faith and go to work and get it done. That's where I'm at right now with the company that we got. I'm excited. I am really, really excited. I have never ever been on this level. Little old black boy from Lakeside Avenue, Mary's baby. I mean, now I'm in something I never thought in my wildest dream where I came from that I would be in the places shaking President of the United States hand, Bill Clinton and Obama, President Obama, and shaking Jim Brown hand, shaking Ron Brown hand, Secretary of Commerce, United States Congress and senators, touching all these people in high places. A little old poor boy, black man from Lakeside Allendale community. Look where I'm at now. Only by the grace of God.
Man, that makes me fired up, dude.
That is vibrant.
Let me give it one of these. Let me give it a Ric Flair. I gave it a Ric Flair for you. The wrestler.
I remember. Oh yeah, I remember.
All right. Woo!
Woo!
Yeah. All right. All right.
All right.
Everybody, thank you. Appreciate you. Michael, thank you, man. You're awesome. Love you like a brother. And I'm so glad we became good friends. All right.
Thank you, man. Have a great night. God bless you.
God bless you, my brother. Everybody, thank you for joining us.
All right.